going on a family camping trip. We're going to Shields right now to go pick up everything that we need to camp. I don't even think we own a tent. We're gonna grab everything right now.
Bishal's emotional health update. Child reportedly affected by serious illness and hospitalized. A deeply emotional health-related story has drawn attention as reports emerge that a child connected to Bishal has been affected by a serious illness and is currently receiving treatment in a hospital. The situation has reportedly created a difficult and worrying period for the family, while supporters and well-wishers remain hopeful for a positive recovery. The news has generated concern because illnesses involving children can be especially difficult for families. When a young child suddenly becomes unwell and requires hospital care, parents and relatives often face tremendous emotional pressure. Medical treatment can also involve uncertainty, repeated examinations, monitoring, and long hours spent waiting for updates from doctors. According to the headline and information presented with the story, the child has been affected by an illness serious enough to require hospitalization. However, specific medical details, including the exact diagnosis, treatment plan, and current condition, have not been clearly established in the available information. It is therefore important for viewers and readers to avoid assuming details that have not been officially confirmed. For Bishal and the family, the situation is understandably emotional. Seeing a child experience health problems can be extremely difficult, particularly when hospital treatment becomes necessary. During such moments, families often depend heavily on doctors, nurses, relatives, and close friends for both medical guidance and emotional support. Hospitalization can be challenging for children as well. A hospital environment can feel unfamiliar and frightening, with medical equipment, examinations, procedures, and changes to normal routines. Family members usually try to remain close to the child, offering comfort and reassurance while medical professionals provide the necessary care. The story has also attracted attention because of the emotional nature of the situation. Whenever news about a child's health becomes public, people naturally want to know whether the child is improving and what the doctors are saying. Supporters may also send messages of encouragement and prayers for recovery. At the same time, health-related stories involving children require particular care. Personal medical information is sensitive, and families deserve privacy while they deal with difficult circumstances. Unless information comes directly from the family, their representatives, or a reliable medical source, details about a child's diagnosis should not be presented as confirmed facts. The most important priority at this point is reportedly the child's health and recovery. Medical professionals will determine the appropriate course of treatment based on the child's condition. Depending on the illness, treatment may include observation, medication, tests, supportive care, or other medical procedures. The exact approach, however, can vary significantly from one patient to another. For families facing a hospital stay, emotional support can be just as important as practical assistance. Relatives and friends may help by staying in contact, providing meals, assisting with transportation, or simply listening when family members need someone to talk to. Small gestures can become meaningful during stressful periods. The situation has also reminded many people how quickly life can change. A child who appears healthy one day can sometimes develop symptoms that require medical attention. This is why parents and caregivers are encouraged to take unusual or concerning symptoms seriously and seek professional medical advice rather than relying on speculation or information from social media. As the story continues to receive attention, many people are waiting for a clearer update about the child's condition. If Bishal or the family provides an official statement, that information would be the most reliable way to understand what happened and how the child is responding to treatment. For now, the focus remains on recovery. Hospital treatment can take time, and every patient responds differently. Families often experience a mixture of fear, hope, exhaustion, and relief as they wait for improvements. In such circumstances, patience and support can make a significant difference. The emotional response from viewers also demonstrates how strongly people can connect with stories involving children and family. Many supporters have expressed concern whenever they hear that a young person is seriously ill. Messages of encouragement can provide emotional strength to families during difficult moments, although personal boundaries and privacy should always be respected. It is also important to remember that a headline alone cannot provide a complete medical picture. Terms such as serious illness or hospitalized can describe a wide range of situations. Without an official medical statement, it would be inappropriate to speculate about the cause of the illness, the severity of the condition, or the expected recovery period. For that reason, audiences following Bishal's story should look for verified updates rather than relying on unconfirmed social media posts. Rumors can spread quickly, especially when an emotional story attracts significant public attention. Sharing inaccurate information can increase stress for an already worried family. Despite the uncertainty surrounding the available details, the central message of the story is one of concern and hope. A child is reportedly receiving medical care, and the family is facing an understandably challenging moment. Everyone connected to the situation will likely be hoping that treatment goes well, and that the child can return home safely and continue a normal, healthy life. As more information becomes available, the public may learn more about the child's recovery and the family's experience during this difficult period. Until then, the most respectful response is to offer support, avoid speculation, and allow medical professionals and the family to guide the conversation. Bishal's reported situation has touched many people because it highlights the vulnerability of children and the emotional strength families need during health emergencies. While the current circumstances may be difficult, hospitalization also means that the child is receiving professional medical attention and care. The hope shared by family members, friends, and supporters is simple: that the treatment will be successful, the child's health will improve, and the family will soon be able to leave this difficult chapter behind. For everyone following the story, the best approach is to remain patient and wait for confirmed information. Most importantly, the child's privacy, dignity, and well-being should remain at the center of every update. We sincerely hope that the child responds positively to treatment and makes a strong recovery. The coming days may provide more clarity about the situation, and supporters will undoubtedly continue watching for reliable updates, while keeping the family in their thoughts and prayers. As concern continues to grow around the reported hospitalization of a child connected to Bishal, many people are waiting for further information about the situation. The story has attracted attention because it involves a young child facing a difficult health challenge, leaving family members and supporters hoping for encouraging news. For any family, having a child admitted to a hospital can be an overwhelming experience. Parents and relatives may spend long hours beside the hospital bed, waiting for medical updates and hoping that treatment will bring improvement. During such moments, even small signs of progress can provide enormous emotional relief. The available information indicates that the child is currently receiving medical attention. However, details about the exact illness, diagnosis, treatment, and prognosis have not been independently confirmed. Because medical information is highly sensitive, it is important to avoid presenting rumors or unverified claims as facts. The emotional impact of the situation is likely significant for everyone close to the child. Family members may experience fear and uncertainty while doctors conduct examinations and determine the most appropriate treatment. At the same time, they must remain strong for the child, offering reassurance during what may be an unfamiliar and frightening hospital experience. Children often react differently to hospitalization than adults. Medical equipment, unfamiliar surroundings, doctors, nurses, and procedures can make a hospital stay stressful. The presence of parents or trusted family members can therefore provide comfort and emotional security. For Bishal and those close to the family, this may be a period filled with difficult questions. When will the child recover? How long will hospitalization be necessary? Will the treatment work as expected? These are natural concerns, but only qualified medical professionals caring for the child can provide reliable answers. The public response to the story also demonstrates how quickly emotional health news can spread online. Once a headline begins circulating, people may share it across social media platforms, sometimes adding information that was never included in the original report. This can create confusion and unnecessary anxiety. For that reason, viewers should be cautious when encountering dramatic claims about the child's condition. A responsible approach is to wait for statements from the family, authorized representatives, or credible sources before accepting specific medical details. The most important thing right now is that the child is reportedly receiving professional medical care. Doctors and nurses are trained to monitor patients, identify changes in their condition, and provide appropriate treatment. Families can support that process by following medical advice and maintaining communication with the healthcare team. Hospital stays can also place emotional and financial pressure on families. Depending on the circumstances, relatives may need to manage medical expenses, transportation, meals, accommodation, and other responsibilities while remaining focused on the child. This can make an already difficult situation even more challenging. Support from loved ones can therefore become extremely valuable. A simple phone call, message, visit, or expression of encouragement can remind a family that they are not facing a difficult moment alone. Many supporters who have heard about the situation are likely hoping for a positive update. Their concern reflects the emotional connection people can develop with families whose stories they follow. However, support should always be expressed respectfully, without demanding private medical information from the family. The child's privacy is particularly important. Children cannot always make decisions about whether their personal health information should be shared publicly. Adults discussing the situation should therefore consider the child's dignity and future privacy before publishing photographs, medical details, or unconfirmed claims. Another important lesson from the story is the value of seeking professional medical attention when a child becomes seriously unwell. Parents and caregivers should not attempt to diagnose serious symptoms themselves. If a child's condition appears concerning, medical professionals should be contacted as soon as possible. While social media can help families communicate updates, it can also create misinformation. A post may be misunderstood, taken out of context, or repeated with exaggerated details. Once misinformation spreads, correcting it can be difficult. For this reason, anyone following Bishal's story should distinguish between confirmed information and speculation. The phrase hospitalized tells us that medical care is reportedly being provided, but it does not by itself explain the child's diagnosis or expected recovery. The family may also need time away from public attention. During a medical emergency, relatives may not have the emotional energy to respond to every message or question. Giving them space can be one of the most respectful forms of support. Despite the uncertainty, there is still reason to remain hopeful. Modern medical care provides many children with effective treatment for a wide range of illnesses and conditions. Every patient is different, and recovery depends on numerous factors, including the nature of the illness and the individual response to treatment. For Bishal and the family, the immediate goal is likely straightforward: helping the child get better. Everything else becomes secondary during a health emergency. As the situation develops, people may receive additional updates regarding the child's condition. Until reliable information is available, it is best not to speculate about outcomes or repeat frightening claims without evidence. The story is ultimately a reminder of how precious family and health can be. A sudden illness can change a family's daily life within hours, bringing fear and uncertainty. At the same time, difficult moments can reveal the strength of family bonds and the importance of compassion. Supporters can continue to hope for improvement while respecting the family's privacy. Rather than focusing on rumors, attention should remain on the child's well-being and recovery. Everyone following this emotional story will be hoping that the medical treatment goes well, that the child becomes stronger, and that the family receives encouraging news soon. Until then, patience, compassion, and responsible sharing remain important. The reported hospitalization has clearly created a difficult chapter for Bishal and the family. But every day of treatment can bring new information, and recovery can sometimes take time. The family's hope, combined with professional medical care and support from loved ones, may help them navigate this challenging period. Most importantly, the child's health should remain the priority. Whatever the circumstances may be, the hope shared by everyone is that the child will recover, leave the hospital safely, and return home to the people who love them. As more verified information becomes available, the story can be understood more clearly. Until then, supporters should continue to show kindness,